Welcome back and welcome to Route 3. Route 3 is called Observe, and this is about our mindset, our energy, and calming the nervous system. So, when we think about our new identity, the version of us that we want to be now, that we want to embody, that we want to carry forwards and grow, we need to be working on our mindset. Now, our mindset is only around 20% of this, and the other 80% is down to being. It's the somatic work, the things that we need to be supporting our nervous system through. And we do this deeper work inside my Soul Wealth Group program because this is the wealth part. This is really where the juicy change is happening. It's where the rewiring is taking place. It's where we're being in this gorgeous new energy. But this feels really challenging at first. And one piece of advice, one tip I will give is that thinking like an actor is one way of doing it. So it's acting and getting into character. And what do actors do? They rehearse, they practice, they really get into the energy of the person that they're playing. And I like to imagine that life is our stage. And if there's somebody that we are really inspired by, whether that's someone we know in real life or it's a famous person or it's just a mentor or coach that's showing up in really the energy that we would love to also have, then just get curious about, well, what are they doing in their day? You can always reach out and ask them. I've done this before, if it's possible, to just message someone and just ask them for tips and advice. And having these people in our kind of network as well is always really lovely. But people don't mind being asked, I don't think. I think people are only too happy to help and to give and to support. So if we don't ask, we don't get. And that's my motto. The other part of the mindset, I think it's also helpful to think like an athlete, being at the top of our game, showing up in that fierce energy of being unstoppable, like being resilient and being okay with failure, with things not going according to plan or falling off track. And our job is to see how swiftly we can get back on track again with the changes that we're wanting to make. So, there's specific ways of thinking. There's a thought model that I have in my program. We work deeper in this inside Soul Wealth. But there's an excellent guide by Ron Katie. If you haven't heard of her, her website is byronkatie.com, and she does something called The Work, which is a free downloadable worksheet that you can print off. And she literally shows you how to think differently, how to really work with our thoughts. And this can be so helpful and it's so necessary so that we are thinking differently. And so we're taking different actions, we're showing up in a completely different way. The other thing to remember is when we're creating change, it takes around 90 days for the rewiring process to even start. So when you're making a really big lifestyle change, for example, you're wanting to release alcohol, you're sober curious, you are thinking about that, or sugar, or whatever the thing, it takes around 90 days for the rewiring to start. And so many people give up before then, so we have to be okay with feeling this discomfort, with really noticing as well how robotic we can be and how habitual we can be. Like, we go to the supermarket and we stuff all these things in our trolleys and we think, oh my gosh, I just wasn't even paying attention to what I was doing. So, again, learning to just become aware, and being aware is the first step to creating positive change. And energy is everything. And taking care of our energy, cleaning our energy, knowing our energy types, and knowing how to listen, how our energy works, our patterns and our cycles and behaviors is so important as well. Listening and knowing when to rest, knowing how we work, and learning like how we can feed this into our businesses as well, and how we can create from this place. So important. And calming the nervous system, really knowing how to do that. Because when we're releasing the old identity and creating the new, there's this gap where we feel almost like two different people, and we've got one foot in the old us. And there is this grieving, dying off period as we're releasing that part. And we need to have so much compassion and just be able to nurture ourselves through that and allow that grief to process. And then we've got one foot in the new us. We really want to create all these amazing things. And patience can be something that can be hard, but we have to have patience. And this is all about creating and building our foundations. Starts with us, and it's the same in our business, creating these solid foundations to really set us up for a sustainable way of being. And our energy is so tied into this. So we're not burning out, we're not feeling overwhelmed, but we're working with cycles, with our rhythms, with nature, with all of this. Nature is just everything. So in route 3, observe, we are being curious, we're being the watcher, we are literally watching ourselves, our daily actions. What's working? What's not working? What needs to go? What do we need to tweak? So we're formulating our wellness plan in all life areas. We're noticing what habits and choices feel good. We also need to make sure it's feeling good. We've got some fun in there. It's feeling flexible. It's not feeling too rigid and too structured. But we are also implementing the self-discipline. We're showing up. We're staying committed. We're doing the work. So do we need some extra support here? Do we need to get accountability in place? And this is something that we have in Soul Wealth, or when you come and work with me in a coaching container, we have that accountability. And you can do this with yourself. You can hold yourself accountable. And tracking, I can't recommend tracking highly enough. Tracking your habits, recording what's working, celebrating your wins, celebrating your success, and just noticing without judgment. Oh, I noticed that I didn't do that meditation practice I said I was going to do, or I didn't go out for that walk today in nature because I just didn't have enough time, and I didn't even just make 2 minutes sitting in my garden, or just I did not switch off. Or let me make some space for that tomorrow. Let me, mop that up, make sure that gets done. We need to find the inner parents within, give ourselves that part. Many people haven't had that mother, father figure. And there can be a lot of trauma, a lot of stuff there. So we have to be able to reparent ourselves. Yeah. So that's route 3. Also thinking about, do you need to set any boundaries to support you with this? Next video is Route 4. I will see you in a mo. Bye.